right, my friends, how are you today? Hopefully, everyone had a really exciting new moon there in Aries, right? And we're going to be talking about Wednesday, the 25th of March, 2020. All right, we have an exact conjunction of Chiron and the Sun. Okay, this happens once a year, and it's going to be happening in Aries for the next several years. Okay, this particular day, it is exact at 5 degrees. It is squaring the nodes, which have just moved to 3 degrees. They've been at 4 degrees for a while. So we've got another month, a little over a month, that the nodes will still be in the Cancer Capricorn axis. Okay. So we are still at a certain crossroad in our life. With this new moon, though, moon's still going to be in Aries all day today. And until tomorrow, it's going to finally move out into Taurus, right? We've had this surge of energy. Okay, we should have had this surge of energy. Okay, and it's an interesting time as we're going to begin as we move forward with this month of this Sun in Aries starting to square all the Capricorn energy, this authoritative figure energy, right? There's me, there's myself, there's my own ambitions, what I choose and want to do as a free human being alive on planet Earth. Then we have this authority, right? This Capricorn authority that's coming in and saying, look, this is what we have to do. We have to shut down businesses. We have to do this, which puts us at a very interesting purge in our lives right now with coronavirus going on and being so widely spread. For my friends that are still working, I'm very happy that you're still working, hopefully staying safe and healthy during this time. For those that aren't working, we can look at this crossroad, and we can look at our finances. All right. We've got Venus here in the money sign, Venus home in the money sign of Taurus. Okay. Uranus in Taurus, the breakthroughs of money. Now, this is something that we've been talking about. I've been talking about since 2017. This particular channel has only been going on for a little over a year, but I was doing it on Facebook Live before that, since 2017, about Uranus's break into Taurus, with this being the last time was 1934, the Great Depression. We didn't have money. It was illegal to carry gold. And this change of digital, solidifying a digital currency, right? Now, just yesterday, was it yesterday? It was yesterday. I'm putting this out on the 24th. So on the 23rd, the U.S. is talking about a digital currency, right? That we're going to be receiving some sort of a ration, some sort of a government paycheck from being down for this month in a digital currency, right? Digital wallets. This is something that we've foreseen coming for quite some time, something that is taking into an effect. Supposedly it's not like passed yet, but this, concern for banks going under, or, are they? It's a possibility. We can expect the unexpected when it comes to Taurus, when it comes to Uranus, and in the sign of Taurus, dealing with financial institutions, dealing with finances, dealing with money, dealing with the change of times into the age of Aquarius. We are dealing with the rise of digital technology, the digital revolution. So we can certainly see things that were once analog being taken over. You know what I mean? There's nothing analog about this recording, right? We had these big giant VHS tapes and beta camcorders and things back in the day. They became digitalized. We had 8-track, we had record players, phonographs, record players, analog. We had cassette tapes, which was analog tape. Then we moved to digital CDs, but we still had some analog form of this digital technology was still in a physical copy of something, right? This CD, this data disc. And then it's moved to, MP3s. There's no more physical drive. It's like these little, this is it. And you can store, how many CDs can I put on here? Hundreds, maybe thousands, right? So we're moving away from old analog, moving into something digital, right? And the same we've seen slightly with banking cards, right? It was first writing checks. First it was just paper money, then writing checks. And then writing checks turned into debit cards. And debit cards was like that transition from cassette into CD, where we still have something physical that's data, that's digital, but still accounted for in the analog world. Money, dollar bills, y'all, right? So now we're starting to truly transition into that, the cryptocurrency, the digital dollar. Hopefully it's a worldly currency, not just a U.S. currency, but that's a whole other astrology video. Let's get away from that right now. But we're seeing signs of this going on. And we also see, Neptune creating that sextile still to Venus, right? So there are many of us concerned with finances during this time. And now Venus is starting to trine. Okay, Jupiter, it's going to trine Pluto, and then it's going to trine Mars for about a month. Okay, as these two are not going to be in a full exact trine for quite some time because Venus retrogrades in the sign of Gemini. So where is Gemini in your chart? Get ready for a Venus retrograde. It is going to happen. Questioning love, questioning why we love, what we love, who we love, all of these things in life. But that's not today, So we're going to be seeing this energy right now between Jupiter and Venus for the next couple of days. Pluto and Venus, as we get closer and closer to this conjunction happening here. Again, this is going to happen all the way through April 7th. We're going to really feel this conjunction between the outer planets, Jupiter and Pluto. A death of certain things and a rise of others, a death of our limits, a rise like the phoenix coming out from a situation, re-looking at how we govern our lives, not just about Big Brother, not just about Uncle Sam, not just about the government that rules over us, but how we govern ourselves. And let's talk about that for a second now as we have the Sun conjunct Chiron squaring the nodes, right? I look at this as like a great purge. Great time to purge. Spring is here, spring cleaning is going on, many people are off of work. It's a great time to clean around the house, okay? We are limited on who can go to work. My state is officially locked down for the next 3 weeks. Only essential businesses are open, and very limited number of workers in those essential businesses are able to work. So what do we do when there's no income coming in? We have to change something in our lives. It's an absolute must. It's a necessity. We need to. Right? We want over here on one end to live off the fat of the land and be spoiled, and we thought everyone was going to be millionaires by 30 and rich and rolling around in it and hover cars and yada yada. Okay, that's not a reality. That was a fantasy that should have waved goodbye to us quite some time ago. Some of us are much more wealthier than others, and that's fantastic, but you understand what I'm saying, like this of how it works. You get it. Anyway, so some ways that we are looking at this purge, it's a release. It's an emotional release, okay? The Sun, ego, self. In Aries, the spark of saying yes and saying, let's move forward in this direction. Let's go in this direction, okay? Let's spark the match. Let's take the initiative to start something that's going to last. And that's what this month ahead is all about, because when it starts to square from Aries to Capricorn, when it starts to square these authoritative figures, Jupiter and Pluto, right? And then it's going to square Saturn here in a couple of weeks. This is like, we got to make these things that we are choosing ourselves to do right now last, because this energy is the spark. It's not something that's going to sustain, okay? That's Capricorn's job next. That's Taurus's job next, is to help things sustain, okay? So what are things that we can do right now? If we are limited on funds, if we are limited on, what can we get rid of in our lives that we enjoy that no longer serve us? Okay, can we start cutting things out? Can we, again, start cleaning the house? Can we start paying attention to all those things that we wanted to do, fixes up around the house that we just don't have time for? We are all in this together. We are all isolated. In some ways, we're all alone. In some ways, Aries, Sun, self. You know what I mean? There's some of us are separated from our lovers, our loved ones, our family members. We can't go see them. I needed to go help my grandma with her computer tomorrow. I can't do that right now. It's a difficult situation. I don't want to get her sick, as I gone to the store yesterday to buy groceries, and who knows, man. It's weird times, but we're not alone. We're all in this together, right? And reaching out to our loved ones, calling our loved ones, setting up Skype or Zoom meetings with friends, to sort of be sociable in this, digital time where this is a possibility, where if this happened some years ago, it would not have been a possibility to have a Zoom meeting with 10 of our friends to talk and chit chat, through the use of technology, Saturn in Aquarius, right? And taking again this time of, what do I not need? Well, if I'm not working right now and I'm used to this daily routine, okay, Uranus in Taurus is daily routines, and daily routines are changing, okay? Do I need that cup of coffee? Can I, it's just like this, on a side note, this virus, it certainly attacks weaker immune systems, and attacks at a high acidity, body, one that's not highly alkaline, is more susceptible to viruses, to disease, to anything like this, So I don't want to get too much on this, but like cutting out things like that, sugar, soda, caffeine, coffee, some of these things that are like, yeah, we're used to these things. We're used to these. It's been a part of daily life for a long time, right? To cut them out, because it's absolutely not a necessity to keep me alive and keep me going. I might enjoy it, but do I need it right now? And if it's going to help shave pennies into dollars and dollars into light bill, it's something we need to examine within ourselves right now, right? And as well, so there's that part of the purge. There's an emotional release. There's an emotional purge, because again, we're all in this together. We're all isolated. We're all alone in one way or another. We might have a living partner, but there's still someone, they might be right up the street. I found out my buddy and his wife have this virus. They're just up the street. And to know that I can't just go give him a hug. I can't go see him, bring him something. Thankfully technology's there, but we're all in this. We're all feeling something. And how are we using this energy right now? I had a conversation with a friend earlier. He and his girl are distant relationship. This is important. I really hope you're staying with me for this. Okay, this is really, really, really important. Talking about Corona, talking about the astrology of right now, and where we're at in times with humanity. And there's a disconnect between these two individuals, right? And they didn't talk for a day, and now they're gonna, the relationship might be over, whatever, And because of a slight difference, a difference of opinion in one thing or another, and all of a sudden to me this clicked in. Watch this video; it's really beautiful. I'll put it on my YouTube links. Okay, it's Benjamin Zander TEDTalk. Okay, first he's doing piano, and then he ends with this nugget of knowledge. All right, about two people, a brother and sister, that go on the train they're going to Auschwitz, all right? And as they get on there, the older sister notices the young brother doesn't have any shoes on. And she says, "Oh, you're so stupid. You're such a rush. You forgot your shoes," and was mad at him, and they sat in silence during this time, right? And then when they got to the destination, still within silence, still within some sort of anger for the irresponsibility or what have you, from older sister, looking out for. We understand that the concept of that was looking out for her brother's best interest. However, when they got to this point, their destination, they were both immediately separated. Okay, she made it out alive. He did not. They never saw each other again. And she said the biggest is silver linings. There's silver linings in absolutely everything, my friends, right? In every situation, there's silver linings. And she said, "I will never say anything that will not stand as my last words." Okay, and that's so important to take that into this time right now that we're dealing with, as we have the sun connected with Chiron, squaring the nodes. It's a safer place for me to not reach out to someone that I've had a falling out with in the past, right? It's easier for me to stay in this safe place because I could be worried. What if I reach out and say, "Hey, I hope you're doing well. I really care about you as an individual, and all of a sudden they reject me, or whatever. There's that comfort, safe space, the North Node down in Cancer, that says, no, it's fine. But then it's just like, well, we don't know what tomorrow brings. We don't know what's around the corner. And sometimes when we have those urges, those feelings of people that we truly care about in our lives, one way or another, whether they hurt us, we hurt them, they walked away from us, we walked away from them, whatever it may be, to make those connections with the people that you truly care about and just say, hey, I hope you're doing well. I can honestly tell you, for me, I've done this a couple days ago, and it has been a very rewarding reconnection into a beautiful past relationship, and hopefully, continuing to a beautiful relationship here in the future. Either way, it's been wonderful to not, worry. Is this, how is the other person going to take it? It doesn't matter, being true and authentic to ourselves, being compassionate, being empathetic and caring, and saying, hey, I love you in this time, regardless of what's going on. You're someone I care about, right? And I'm willing to dissolve and let go of my own hang-ups, ego, to cut to the butter and just be real. Yeah. All right. This is a long one. Thank you. As always, my friends, I hope you're always safe and healthy. I wish you enough, and we'll see you tomorrow.